comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning! Happy Monday, November 10th, 2025. It's very chilly. It's a very chilly morning here in Missouri, hence the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, my Turtle Power sweatshirt, embroidered sweatshirt. I am wearing Wonder Woman fuzzy pajama pants and house shoes, but lucky you can't see them. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Did you have a good weekend? Did you? I was very productive on the book front. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not get a lot of writing on the Franklin Richards breakdown. Not a lot. I got some. But you know, when the fires of creativity ignite, you just need to make s'mores, roast weenies. You do something with them. You do something with them. So, but today that's on my list of things to do because I kind of overdid it with the legs and the lower back this weekend. I thought, I'm feeling okay. So I think I'll go out and see what damage my family has caused to what's left of the produce, because it's getting cold. You know, they're at their end of their cycle. Like, let's go check that, see what damage they've caused out there and with the chimkins. And to my horror, it was extensive. So I decided by myself, because no one else is going to do it, I'm going to carry a 5-gallon bucket of water and some chicken feed out to the chimkins. And I have discovered that too soon for that. Yeah, it was too soon for that. So today I'm back to gonna be in. I just yanked out some of my hair and I'm really unhappy with it. Ow. I'm back to sitting with my feet up, and I will be finishing the breakdown for Franklin. And hopefully the next 2 days I will get it recorded because my hair is doing a thing that I really like. What's up, nerds? Do me a huge solid before we go any further and smash that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ring that notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy nonsense. Which reminds me, I love that this thing is still on wheels. Come on. Oh God, don't fall. Old lady coming through. Okay, so we're still doing a giveaway. Woo! We're still doing a giveaway. Okay. We're under 500 hours from me getting fully monetized and being able to get actually paid for all the time, effort, money that I put into this. So I made a promise that there would be 4 winners of a giveaway once we hit 4,000 watch hours. So lucky winners, we'll have 3 winners who will each win one of these following games. We have Party Mouth by Cards Against Humanity. These are all by Cards Against Humanity. So here is Party Mouth. Okay. Contact. Okay. And Head Trip. Head Trip, I believe, is their first and only full board game. So 3 lucky winners will each win one of those games, and 1 lucky winner will win a custom designed comics and hoodie. So jot that down. Yeah, 4 winners once we hit 4,000 watch hours. So get the playlists going. I don't know why I made that sound. It just felt right. But anyway, we got a few things to get into today. Remember, our final topic is the main topic that's on the thumbnail and stuff. And we'll get to that. We just got a few headlines to touch on first. And we just kind of We go with the flow. We let the conversation take us. So let's yell good morning to everyone in the chat. Remember, members and super chats, they get their good mornings first. And this Thursday, what is the date for Thursday? I need to double check this. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. So this stream is gonna have to be. Wait, why is this not working? Oh, is it over here that I gotta click it? It is. Okay, so if we stream tomorrow, it's got to be quick because I have to, like, that one's in person and I have to drive like over an hour. So this Thursday's the 13th. Okay. This Thursday, we are watching Hercules, The Legendary Journeys over on the Discord. So if you are a member of the channel, if you are a lieutenant nerdling or higher, you get the members only watch parties. So that's done over on the Discord. If you are if you're a member at that level, please let me know. I'll get you the link. The Discord stuff really confuses me. I'm not as familiar with the Discord stuff. That's why I have a couple of people that kind of help me out with that. So big thanks to Shawn Stackhouse, Lieutenant Stackhouse, and Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS, who have been very helpful with that because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get my oldest, who's 25, my oldest child, who's 25 years old, to help me out with that because they're on Discord like all the time. Like all the time. They live there. All right. So remember, members and super chats, they get their good mornings first. Listen, this thing is so delicate and I need you to hold it together for one stream. Okay. Good Lord. Okay. Good morning, Ensign Patricia. Good morning. Yes, girl. Good morning, Lieutenant Deranged Lunatic. Good morning. And good morning, Lieutenant Kino Reviews. And contributing editor. So sorry, my friend. So sorry. It is a mess. And I feel like I might be too old to learn all of that. Just saying. Just saying. Good morning, Omari. I went on a bike ride through the cemetery with some friends last night. We're going to talk about that because that's something I'm going to start the show off with. I watched three movies this weekend? I watched 3 movies this weekend. And I want to tell you what I thought about each of them. I know I was supposed to write a bunch of reviews this weekend, and I didn't do it. So maybe that's why I don't get streamers. Listen, I don't get paid for doing this shit right now, so other things take precedence. Yeah, and Welcome to Derry. Good stuff. Loving that show. Good morning, Somar! Buenos dias, Fernando! Good morning, Grape60! I hope you've noticed I figured out how to make you a moderator on Kick. My teenage daughter helped me figure it out. She said, just Google it, Mom. So I did. And I figured it out. Good morning, Penny! You have both grandbabies. Give them some love. Give them some love. All right, guys. Is that everyone? Did I get everyone? Did I miss anyone? Sometimes that happens because I don't know the place. I get all over the place. Good old Google. Good old Google. Be glad when I can stand up again for these streams because I genuinely feel like I think better on my feet. Okay, so first of all, I watched 3 movies this weekend. Was it 3? I think it was 3. I watched Frankenstein, Predator Badlands, Spinal Tap. The End Continues. I think, is that all? I think those are all the movies that I watched. Okay. So, oh, I didn't put you guys up on the screen. I'm so sorry. Good morning, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Oh, good morning, Maria. Good morning. It is freezing here. It's very cold. It's very, very cold. Very cold. My eggs. My chickens haven't laid eggs in so long because they are cold and they are pissed at us about it. So we can control this weather. Anyway, so Frankenstein, Spinal Tap, and Predator Badlands. I feel like there was another movie I watched and it's escaping me. So whatevs. Anyway, Frankenstein, masterpiece. Absolute, hands down masterpiece. Now, there are some differences from the book. However, he has adapted. How do I word this? Let me think. I've had coffee, I promise. Frankenstein is widely considered the first science fiction novel, and it was published roughly 200 years ago. And you have to recall or think, you have to consider the fact that the morals and the fashion of thinking 200 years ago is pretty different from what it is today. So sometimes there could be things in a novel from 200 years ago that we just may not quite get the message they're trying to send. So I firmly believe that the changes that Guillermo del Toro made in Frankenstein for Netflix, it didn't change Mary Shelley's message at all. It's still there, but I feel like the changes he made it more understandable for a more modern audience. He changed the time period. I think, raised the time period by like 50 or so years. He removed a couple of characters, like his best friend, his maid. Okay. He changed Elizabeth from his adopted sister and fiance to his brother's fiance. And his brother actually grows up. In the book, he dies as a child. And the the creature is a lot more murderous in Mary Shelley's book. But the message is very much Mary Shelley's message. The underpinning, all of it is very much Mary Shelley's. And I found that the way Del Toro mapped it out, the way he crafted it, just beautifully done. Absolutely expertly. I found it just absolutely stunning. A lot of times in virtually every single adaptation of Frankenstein, the creature is very stupid and it doesn't really talk. It just kind of grunts and in the book, that is not the case. He's very articulate and he is prone to quoting works like Dante. So it does take him longer in the Netflix movie to start doing that, and his relationship with Elizabeth is drastically different. Like Elizabeth was horrified, like she was terrified of him, and the monster is the one that kills her in the book. He's very big on strangling in the book. He strangles it like, but I felt like the way Guillermo del Toro, even his name is gorgeous. The way that he crafted this story, it's just brilliantly done. Absolutely brilliantly done. Like zero notes. It is an absolute masterpiece. It is probably his finest work, I would say. It's just beautiful. All I could think afterwards watching it was thinking about, Paul Bettany doing that interview about Vision Quest, and he says it's about generational trauma. And then you have, Del Toro, who's like, hold my beer. Like, watch this. This is generational trauma. So absolutely phenomenal, just absolutely fantastic. Frankenstein. Yeah. Oh, the Boris Karloff. Yeah. I mean, how could you not? How could you not? I mean, never heard of Spinal Tap? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But because Grape 60 or GRP 60 is over on Kick. I am currently streaming on YouTube, X, and Kick at the moment. I used to stream across Facebook, X, and YouTube, but Facebook, the end of September, decided that I was impersonating myself because I changed my profile picture to match all of my other social media accounts. They said that I was impersonating myself, and they unpublished my Facebook page. They have suspended it, and they are not allowing me an opportunity to appeal or an opportunity to speak to anyone, like an actual human, about it. So I am unable to post or stream on Facebook. That was about 15% of my audience. So I am back. I am back to Kick. Fun. Anyway, 20 stars to Frankenstein. I absolutely loved it. It was just fantastic, just beautiful. Would I consider Frankenstein a sci-fi flick or a horror flick? It's sci-fi. It's science fiction. Definitely some horror aspects, especially with Del Toro. But it's definitely science fiction. It is the birth of science fiction. And it is, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the best movie of the last few years. I would watch it 5 more times. I'm so fascinated and in love with it. Just the dynamics, the relationships, the portrait that he painted. Jacob Elordi, oh my God, this kid is incredible. Jacob Elordi, of course, is the young actor who portrayed the creature, and just phenomenal. Oh, I did watch 4 movies. Good Fortune. I watched Good Fortune last night, okay. But phenomenal. Everyone was phenomenal in that. I mean, from special effects to production design, it was just absolutely stunning film. Omari, speaking of trauma, I saw Die My Love this weekend with Jennifer Lawrence. Goes through postpartum. I think it's her best performance in Silver Linings Playbook. I have not seen that. Are you saying he has a future in Hollywood? I say he could be the future of Hollywood. If they just listen. Okay, so that was the first one. Last night I watched Good Fortune. Awful. It is so bad. It is so unbelievably bad. You want to talk about a movie that's nothing but heavy-handed messaging? It's so bad. Good morning, Ensign Loki Jarson. Nothing will top Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Are you my dad? Are you my dad? Are you a 60-something-year-old Mexican dude with an impressive stash. I'd give it like 6 thumbs down if I could. Good Fortune was absolutely awful. And it's so self-unaware. Like, so bad. It's this whole power to the people, power to the workers. We must pay the workers more. We must pay the fast food workers and the door dashers more. We must pay them a living wage. That's what the whole movie is about. And that rich people are too rich and poor people are too poor. Well, no, fucking shit, Sherlock. But Seth Rogen, you gonna give up that paycheck? Aziz Ansari and Seth Rogen star in this film alongside Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, who is a legit kind and generous person who does give up most of his paychecks. And he's very famous for it. And here you have Seth Rogen, who's just an insufferable ass most of the time. And they're extremely wealthy, rich people, producers and creators and stuff. And he's standing there at the end of this movie like, we're going to pay these people more because they deserve it. And why are we so rich? Like, he literally says that, like, why are we so rich? It's a question I ask myself all the time, Seth. Why are you so rich? Like, you are not that funny anymore. You are not that funny anymore, Seth. Yeah, it wasn't that great. And I don't think Seth Rogen and Aziz Ansari are willing to give up their Hollywood lifestyles so that DoorDashers can make more money. I don't believe that. It's all empty bullshit. And it was so heavy-handed. So heavy-handed. It wasn't that funny. I mean, if you're going to be like browbeat us with this power to the people messaging, at least make it funny. And it wasn't. I just find Seth Rogen just so obnoxious. So obnoxious. And yeah. I think the only person in that film that would honestly believe, yeah, I feel like I would like to give up my my paycheck to help this person here is Keanu Reeves. Like, that's the only person. And I don't buy anything that comes out of Seth Rogen's mouth whatsoever. Fernando says Seth Rogen is hilarious and Knocked Up, Pineapple Express, this the end. Those movies and The Interview, he hasn't been funny in years. I have not personally found him funny in years. It's kind of become like Jack Black for me. Like, okay, you do that one thing and that's good for you. But kind of over it now. I'm just going to go back and watch The Interview again. Maria says, I think Sydney Sweeney is a horrible actress. If she didn't have those headlights on her, nobody would care about her. Yeah, I wouldn't exactly call her a phenomenal actress. What was that movie she was in where she was a nun and she still talks like this? Like, you know? Name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Yes. So you're onto something there. However, I do feel like she does get a bit of a bad rap on a few things. There are some things she is very good at, in my opinion, and that is handling really annoying journalists that are out for blood. Let's talk about it. The GQ interview. I have never seen that interviewer that journalist before. And I was talking about this weekend with a good friend. I've never seen that journalist before in my life. Never heard of her. Never heard of her. Don't know who she is. And a friend of mine, industry person, was like, Sydney shouldn't have said that. She should does she not have a publicist? Why did her publicist approve of that interview? I said, well, first of all, because they were like, well, why did they not vet this woman? So they probably vetted GQ. And GQ said, grab that nobody over there who doesn't have any history or background, throw her in front and tell her she has to say this. Okay, so they picked someone that could be vetted easily, right? That's what they did. And then they stick her in front of Sydney Sweeney, and every 5 seconds, she's basically browbeating her, asking the same question. They were trying to force her to say, I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for Trump. And she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't admit to saying, oh my God, I loved having the support of the president. She wouldn't say it. They tried to get her to say, wow, didn't that make you feel like so bad that, you did this white supremacy ad? And Sydney Sweeney, I think, handled it quite gracefully and said, I did a blue jeans ad. I wear jeans every day. You're wearing jeans. They look very nice on you. I like your jeans. And the woman just kind of like, oh, she paid me a compliment. I'm just going to blow past that and go back to, well, don't you think that white people shouldn't joke about genetic supremacy? It was a blue jeans ad. It was a blue jeans ad. And the joke was Sydney Sweeney is super hot in his giant, giant boobs. Blue jeans, hot jeans. That was the joke. Beginning and end, closed circuit. That was the joke. And this woman every 5 seconds is trying to gotcha Sydney Sweeney. And eventually you could see her get kind of pissed and just say, if I see an issue, I will bring it up. So I put the fault entirely on GQ. That was GQ. And the one thing Sydney Sweeney seems to have been pretty good about is keeping her mouth shut. All right? Let's face it. The one thing Sydney Sweeney is good at is shutting up about stuff that she has no business talking about. She has no business telling people what to believe. She has no business telling people who to vote for. No business whatsoever in any of that. Her job is to stand in front of a camera and show her titties. That is her job, and she knows that. She knows that very, very well. She has said that. So I have respect for that. Is she a world-class actress? No. No, she's not. But she's pretty damn good at shutting up. So good for her on that one. And Lieutenant Deranged Lunatic, if they read more into that commercial, that was all entirely manufactured. All of those people who made that up, they're scapegoating her. They were using her, I believe, entirely, and it was completely manufactured. That is my opinion as someone who doesn't have a dog in any of those fights. I do not care one way or the other. I do not. And from what I could see as someone who feels very much like an outsider, it just seemed kind of like, what did you say that commercial was about? Come on. Are you joking? Shut up. Brooke Shields did basically that exact same ad in the 80s. Granted, she was like 15, but still, no one was calling it white supremacy then. Why are we doing it now? Why? What is the purpose? What is your motivation behind that? That is always my question. So, pardon me. Fernando, you need to spend Thanksgiving with Seth Rogen, Mark Ruffalo, Jimmy Quinn. Nope. That's okay. I'm fine. Thank you. This is the people who were calling her a meh for selling jeans are stupid as hell and should play in traffic. It was entirely manufactured, but do I agree that she's a great actress? Nope. No, she's not. She's super hot, and that's what it is, and that's what seems to really irritate people is that she's just naturally beautiful. But she is very gifted at, and when I explained to my friend, because they said she shouldn't have said that, like, I don't think she said anything wrong. I put it on the interviewer, who she answered the question multiple times. No, it's jeans, blue jeans. It's about clothing now. And then it was the interviewer who said it in that incredibly inflammatory and divisive way. Don't you think that white people shouldn't, joke about genetic supremacy? First of all, no one should fucking joke about genetic supremacy. And this is coming from someone who is definitely the complete opposite end of that spectrum. I am someone who would have been experimented on during the Holocaust. Yeah. Okay. That's a fact. I am genetically not superior in the slightest. So no one should joke about it. No one was joking about it. You're just trying to get her to say something that she doesn't mean, and so everyone can point at her and say, "Oh, canceled, canceled, canceled," and she wasn't going to give you that moment. However, Hollywood has pretty much ousted her anyway because she doesn't play by their rules. Hollywood doesn't want people that don't play along with them at all. Like Oscar Isaac lately saying that he's not open to working with Disney right now after what they did to Jimmy Kimmel. And, since they're willing to succumb to fascism, like, first of all, you keep using that word. You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. I know a lot of people do not believe this, but it was the ABC affiliates who were like, listen, we're not willing to risk the FCC fallout. We get public money. We are publicly funded. We get taxpayer money. And because of that, we are bound by certain rules. And what he just said is a lie. It is a lie about something that's very serious right now. And it could have serious repercussions. So you need to punish him right now. You need to be done with him, or we're not airing your content. We're pulling it right now. That's what happened. That's what happened. So I feel like a lot of people are throwing around the word fascism and they don't know what it means. So not. Backyard Tars, Lieutenant Backyard Tars. The commercial had nothing to do with her being white. It had to do with her figure. Plenty of white people don't look good in jeans. I do not look good in jeans. I do not look good in jeans. Just saying. Films and fiction. Good morning, Sonia. He's just bitter because Disney haven't asked him back as Poe Dameron. Lieutenant Backyard Tars. Also, she doesn't actually have big boobs. They're actually average with a good pick. You know what? I would like to know how you've conducted this research to come to this conclusion. All right, guys, let's dive into some more headlines. Anyway, oh, no, I got to finish real quick. You guys got me off subject. Okay, so Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is a cinematic masterpiece, one of the best of the last decade. Go watch it. Go watch it 5 times. Let the world know, okay, we need more films like this. Good Fortune is just absolute slop. It's awful. It's commie BS. It's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible film. It's not funny. It's empty. It's shallow and pedantic. I could not stand it. It was just awful. Wasted my time. I also watched Spinal Tap 2. The end, or what is it? The end keeps ending or whatever. It's okay. It's okay. It wasn't like phenomenal. I do like that the drummer survived though. So it was okay. What I really want to talk about real quick was I did see Predator Badlands. And I have a very unique opinion on it. Best looking film of 2025, and most people didn't see it at the theater. Exactly, because Netflix going Netflix. I watched Predator Badlands. Here's the thing. When it comes to the Predator films, I am basically a normie. And I guess the alien stuff too. It's just not something I watched a whole lot of. And I didn't really understand, like, I know Grace Randolph said some really stupid shit about it. And I was like, oh my God. It's his girlfriend. It's a robot. It's like half a robot. Why would she say stuff like that? Like, God, stop saying stuff, Grace Randolph. Stop. But I did see some people I respect did really like it. But some people didn't like it. And Grace Randolph said really stupid shit. So, but again, I'm kind of a normie with this stuff. Now, see, I'm such a normie that I remember there was a Predator movie some years ago. Was it like 20 years ago? Where the Predator does kind of team up with a chick. Like, was it in Alaska or the Arctic or something? And at the end, he like bloods her. What was the name of it? I can't remember what that one was. Yep. Facts. She makes me look so bad because there are not many women in what I do here. Okay, thank you. Alien versus Predator. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. See, I'm kind of a normie when it comes to these movies because I have not watched them a lot. But I remember that the Yautja, the Predator, whatever, he's had a lady friend. He's had a lady buddy before. And so I didn't really understand, like, what's the hubbub, bub? He's had a buddy before. I hit myself. I had it coming. So I watched it. I didn't dislike it. I liked it. I thought it was a little jaunt. And maybe also, one, I'm kind of a normie when it comes to these films. Two, I'm the literal runt of my litter. I am a runt. I am very short. I have tiny bones. I have problems. I have so many. Look, I have problems. Anyway, so I kind of related to that thing, you know, where his dad's like, I'm gonna kill you because spoiler warning. Oops. Spoiler. Should I put like this up? The spoiler thing. You know, his dad's gonna kill him, and his brother's like, no, and then his dad kills his brother, and he's like, no, and he flies off. So I know a lot of people were like, he's so tiny, he's so little and tiny. Like, well, they kind of flat out said in the beginning, like, yeah, he's supposed to be little and tiny, and that's why he was ostracized from the rest of the Yautja. But then he gets to the Badlands and he meets and she's kind of like not exactly the best synthetic. And, you know, it was, I will admit that the Badlands was awful pretty for being the Badlands, and that he did kind of Disney princess it at the end of the film, which did kind of make me question, like, am I a Yautja? Because I am a runt, and I have befriended woodland creatures before. Maybe I'm a predator. But I can completely understand why people did not like the film. And I'm one of those people where I'll watch a movie and I'm like, ooh, I'm like into the experience of it. I'm like, oh, I liked it. But then a couple days later, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, wait, I have a bit of a problem with this thing or that thing. I usually should wait like a week after I watch a movie before I give a review. But I liked it as someone who really doesn't have any knowledge of the lore and everything. I liked it as something, ooh, shiny, flashy. Ooh, look at that. Ah. But I can completely and totally understand why people who are fans of the franchise and into, because I had a lot of it explained to me. I was like, I can explain why or understand why a lot of people into that franchise stuff don't like it. Like, I get that. I do. I totally do. So, I guessed I have a mixed review of it. Mixed reviews down to the person. So, films and fiction, most people fell out with Alien Earth after the final episode. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt when you were like, oh, the finale. And I was in Oklahoma. I was like, wait, that was the finale? Shut your hole. Shut your hole. I had no idea. It was like that did not feel like a finale. That sucked. So, oh, it was PG-13 too. So, yeah, I totally get why people don't like it. I said I would watch it again, but chances are if I watch it again, I may not care for it. So, we shall see. We shall see. All right, guys, let's get into some headlines. Remember, Frankenstein, run, don't walk to Netflix, go watch now. Huge W. Amazing, 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 amazing film. Good Fortune is bad for the environment. Just a bad film. Just terrible. It's so bad. Who the sleeps in their car comfortably in a parking lot in LA? Only if you want to die. Like, seriously. Only if you want to self-delete. Spinal Tap 2. And Predator Badlands. Like, it's both. Okay. Fernando says, I'm sick of synthetics. I was getting sick of them in the Alien franchise, and now they're in the Predator franchise. Hey, listen, after my last two, like after especially my back thing, I'm totally open to a completely prosthetic body. Okay, so speaking of good shows on Apple TV, I'm telling you, it's a sleeper. For All Mankind, 6th season is finally in the works. Son of a bitch. Season 5 returns next year, but season 6 is finally in the works. Such an amazing, amazing series. Absolutely love it. I'm telling you, Apple TV is absolutely fantastic. This I really wanted to get into. So I don't believe this. I don't believe this. Jeremy Renner, known for playing Marvel's Hawkeye and starring in Paramount's Mayor of Kingstown, is in the hot seat as filmmaker Yi Zhu accuses the actor of sending explicit photos, going on drunken rants, and threatening to call ICE after their relationship and professional partnership fell through. Chinese filmmaker Yi Zhu posted a series of allegations on Instagram claiming Renner pursued her with unsolicited intimate photographs and pornographic videos. She said Renner contacted her on Instagram and WhatsApp in June of 2025 and sent her images without her asking. Zhu says a romantic relationship followed. And she invited Renner to work on 2 of her projects, a documentary called Chronicles of Disney and an animated film. She told the Daily Mail, remember what I said, okay? The Daily Mail. Okay. She told Daily Mail she provided WhatsApp screenshots, including a short porn clip of allegedly Renner sent to her. So, a couple of things. The Daily Mail is like the National Enquirer. We've talked about this for, Great Britain. Um, I've 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 talked to some people about this. Now, what this is smelling like is what happened with the Bo de Mayo thing. Someone sent something to Jeff Snyder about Bo with no specifics, no details. This honestly probably has a little bit more detail than the Bo thing, believe it or not, but no names, no specifics, nothing. Send it to Jeff Snyder. Jeff Snyder reports on it, and it snowballs, and suddenly Bo is a predator and canceled and fired. The Daily Mail also said that, which they did not provide any proof of, but the Daily Mail also said they had documentation proving that Millie Bobby Brown filed harassment charges against David Harbour, which she did not. Everyone has come out to say that didn't happen. So I do not believe for 1 second that she has provided these WhatsApp things to the Daily Mail. Also, if she has sent them like dong pics or videos, if they don't have his face in it, and then again, even if they do, AI has gotten pretty freaking amazing. I cannot tell you, my house shoe's coming off and my tootsies are cold. This is really hard because there are some very private things, I was told, that would make it very much not possible for this relationship. And I do not feel it is my place to say those things. But I don't believe it's true. What I think, the way that this is kind of coming to me, is that she came on to him and he was like, no thanks. And so she got upset. On IGN, they're saying Marvel actor Renner has denied the allegations of harassment. Good for him, because I don't think it's real. Made by Yi Zhu after the pair worked together on Disney documentary project. In a Daily Mail interview published last week, Zhu claimed Renner became violent during a meeting at Renner's house in August, where it's alleged the actor drank a bottle of wine. Just one bottle of wine? Zhu said she then locked herself in a room overnight for her safety. In a later text conversation in which Zhu accused Renner of being a pig and sending her explicit photos, the Chinese director claimed Renner replied to her, "Immigration will be notified of you," though the rest of the message is cut off. Okay, here's the other thing. As a woman who has received unsolicited dong photographs, not once have I said, "Oh yeah, come over." Not once have I said, "You know what? This dude's husband material." Not once. Not once have I ever accepted a date from someone who would do something that creepy. That's assault, bro. That's assault. Why do you not see it that way? That's no. I don't know. And I'm sure there are different strokes for different folks. Okay. There's a lid for every pot out there. But the chances of a woman saying, "Oh my God, I've been waiting for this my whole life. Look at that beautiful penis." Ah. The chances are so incredibly slim that so slim. So slim. And move on. Anyway, that's the first huge red flag for me. That she's like, well, first he sent me really, really inappropriate fapping stuff. And I was like, yeah, let's go to dinner and a movie. You're a fucking liar, lady. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. No woman that I know of personally is going to be like, sign me the up. I'm going to make a little hat for him. Like, get him a coat. Maybe we'll make him look like Abraham Lincoln. We'll take pictures together. Oh my God. So survey says that was a lie. And then she goes on to say that we dated and it was going great. And then he had a bottle of wine and I locked myself in a room in his house for my safety. And he told me he was going to call ICE. I don't believe a word of it. I don't believe a word of it. So he's come out to Variety, which good for him. Listen, Variety is barely above the Daily Mail these days. Mostly because of folks like Mark Malkin. I mean, they did fire Jeff Snyder because that dude, but still, Maria says, my brother received a photo of this girl's kitty cat at his job. But see, it's when dudes get unsolicited meow meow pictures, they're like, sign me up. Found a winner. Wifer. Oh my God. That's precisely what I was thinking of, Group 60. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime doll. Hey, good morning, Travis. So anyway, Renner says the allegations being made are totally inaccurate and untrue. Renner has subsequently filed a cease and desist letter obtained by TMZ in which the actor claims the pair previously had a brief consensual encounter prior to the meeting at his house. The Hawkeye star says Zhao had sent him hundreds of explicit messages, but told Zhao he was not interested in a relationship. When they met again in August, when he confirmed Zhao slept in the guest room that night. What'd I say? Rejection. I'm taking a picture and sending this to my friend because I was like, this is what this sounds like to me. But this is, yeah. Rejection. Travis, sounds like Hawkeye joined the birthday suit mafia. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. Again, there's things going on in the background that are not anyone's business but his own to talk about. Pardon me. So I just do not buy it at all. So she is a woman scorned. She barked up the wrong tree and she got bit by the rejection bug, and this is how she's handling it. So up your nose with a rubber hose, lady. If you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about Chinese filmmaker Yi Zhao trying to make a Marvel darling Jeremy Renner look like a predator. Put it in the chat below. I don't believe you. Because no woman gets a dick pic and says, yes, been waiting all day for someone to send me that floppy little thing. Look, it's so wrinkly. I love it. Yes. Yes. Liar. You is a liar. In other news, DC book market. I might be wrong. It happens, but I think Alan Richardson is going to play Mongol in the DCU. He told Screen Rant that he may have originally wanted to play Batman, but he confirms he's now in talks for a messier role in James Gunn's DCU if James Gunn's DCU gets to continue. Yes, that's the conversation that I've been having with them. It's like, I want to play somebody a little messier. And I told them, I said, if I'm going to do this, I described to them the kind of personality that I want to play and what that would mean to their world. And I think it's something everybody wants to see right now over there. So yes, I want to play somebody a little dirtier than your typical clean-cut protagonist. I think it's Mongol. If we're doing New Gods, what do you say? Am I right? Nah. Travis Mitchell, Deathstroke would be awesome. I think he would be a good Deathstroke. However, I do think Gunn is trying to stay away from a lot of stuff that was going on in the previous incarnations, at least too soon. But then again, I think he's also kind of like, I don't think I want to run this thing. I think I just want to make movies. But again, I've been wrong before. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being wrong. Is he going to be in Lanterns? I doubt it. Absolutely doubt it. I did see the latest episode of Welcome to Derry, watching this morning and listening to me, Andy Muschietti. I never in my life want to see Jesus's face make that face ever again. No, that scared me. No. But it's a great series. I really enjoy it. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes of Pluribus. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. But what's everyone going to eat? You need protein to survive. And if you can't, I don't know. I'm not getting into it. According to Variety, Buffy the Vampire Slayer New Sunnydale is expected to premiere next year. It better be good. Okay. I'm so stressed about this. I am so stressed. All I've wanted since 2003 is a continuance of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And so now I'm just absolutely stressed out. I'm just really stressed out about what's going to happen with this. So this is me being stressed out about Buffy New Sunnydale. And I don't know how many times I have to tell people on the interwebs, it is not a reboot. Not a reboot. It is a sequel. It is a continuation. It is a sequel. Dos. So, Fernando is asking me if I am enjoying Telemasca. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I've watched 3 or 4 episodes now, I think. 4 episodes. I don't know. Man, I'm so stressed out about that too. Listen, I am such a massive Anne Rice fan, and I find the Telemasca so intriguing and interesting, and it's inspired me so much and so many other creatives that I feel like they're just not, I don't know, it's so hard when, dude, I'm almost 50 years old. It's weird to say. I'm almost 50. And I basically grew up, which is considering I should not have been 14 years old reading those books. Bad parenting, Catherine, bad parenting. You know, I started reading those books at 14. I just obsessed with Anne Rice ever since. I've learned so much about the craft writing and but I really love those books. Okay. I really do. I love those books. And to wait all that time thinking, man, you know, stuff about the Talamasca, that would make a really great show or a movie because I mean, the possibilities are just endless. You know, like an X-Files, but with the Talamasca. That would be dope. And it just feels like a giant missed opportunity. Like they're not taking it serious enough. They didn't. It's like with the Mayfair witches. They just looked at one page and were like, we'll do this. Just this page. I can't. It's all the way over there. But The Witching Hour, which is the first book featuring the Mayfair witches, is like this thick. It's like 1,000 something pages, like almost, yeah, it's about 1,100 pages, I think. There's 3 books. There's The Witching Hour, Lasher and Taltos. There's so many. Oh my God. And then they blend into the vampires later with Merrick. And they just, oh, how many years old does menopause hit us? Like, dude, I don't want to talk then. I'm just so disappointed with what they've done with Anne Rice's legacy. Like, I feel like her son, Christopher, waited for her to die, then sold the rights to her because the rights had reverted back to her. She was so upset with the movie Interview with the Vampire and with Queen of the Damned, especially Queen of the Damned. She was violently upset with that film, violently upset. It was all over her website. She couldn't wait for the rights to revert back to her. She was so angry. So the rights had reverted back to her. She died, and almost immediately her son, Christopher Rice, sold the rights to AMC. And this is what's happened. He should feel deep, 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 unrelenting shame. It's just devastating. Just devastating. Okay, moving on. We gotta move on because we're already over an hour in, and I will talk another hour and a half about how stressed out and upset I am over the Anne Rice situations. And to answer your question, nobody really knows. It's a mystery because we've never really studied female body. More mysterious than the Illuminati. It depends on your mamas and your grandmamas. The women in my family stayed fertile into their like 50s, but anywho, apparently Henry Cavill is healing quite nicely, and filming will commence on the new Highlander reboot November 28th. So there you have it. I would love to see more original films. Yes, I would. But if we're going to do a reboot and we're going to attach somebody to it, you know, having Henry Cavill attached to it gives me hope that it's not going to be utter and total trash, because he actually gives 2 shits about the source material and the quality of the writing. And I have seen that myself. I have seen the hard evidence with my own eyeballs how Henry Cavill feels about the quality of writing and the source material. I seen it. So this gives me some hope. Yay. So Saudi Arabia, the public investment fund, because that's how Saudi Arabia works. They use their own people's money. The royal family uses their own people's money to buy stuff. They're offering $70 billion to buy Warner Brothers, and Netflix is apparently getting a lot more serious about buying Warner Brothers. So it's getting real. It's getting real. Warner Brothers is going to be purchased by the end of the year, I fear. And well, not fear, but I feel. And not just that, but if the shareholders decide, you know what, no, we've decided we don't want to, we've changed our mind. We don't want to sell to you guys, then they will go directly to the board, and then it gets taken to the government, and that's called a hostile takeover. So hold on, there's something in my eye now. So it could be Saudi Arabia, Netflix, Paramount, Comcast. Those seem to be the AMC wants to buy it too. But those four seems to be the front runners. Grape says, I'd say we all put our nickels and dimes together and buy Warner Brothers ourselves. Fernando, Netflix must not buy Warner Brothers. It would be a tragedy. Here's how I feel. I'm concerned about anyone buying Warner Brothers at this point because it's too much of a consolidation of power, of a company, of money. I truly feel like we need more smaller independent studios and less giant conglomerate corporations, because look what's happened when Disney started buying up a bunch of smaller studios. Look what happened. Processed cheese. That's what it's like to me. Like American cheese isn't actually like cheese. It's like one molecule off from plastic or something. It disgusts me. The very idea of sliced American cheese just makes me want to do the vomitron. It insults me. It insults me. Velveeta insults me. It's disgusting. And that's what I think of when I think of like anything that's been, corporated. Like with what Disney has done with Star Wars and Marvel and all this stuff. It has its own very specific processed feel to it. And you can't really deny that. Let's call our studios. Let's get our own studios started. Comics and Cosmetics Pictures. Oh, that's adorable. Travis, I enjoy Highlander, specifically Highlander 2, The Quickening. Not very popular, but I think it's underrated. And I am there with you, Travis. You are a rare gem. You're a rare gem, sir. But what I mean by the processed cheese feel, it takes the soul out of it. It takes the heart out of it. It's more content, more. I don't care about the quality. Get it out there faster. So there's not time to give it that personal touch, And that's what good art needs. Art needs that personal touch. Case in point, the craziness that goes on behind me on those boards. There are a couple names. I've named a couple of characters that are personal to me. Now, did someone actually use a certain name in 450 BCE Greece? No, probably not, but it's fiction. And that's what gives it that personal touch, is what gives it that feeling, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what to do with my hands. All I know is if you get an even bigger conglomerate, okay, you get an even bigger corporation, more merging. You get like the Voltron of studios going on here. then they're going to want even more content. And you have even more studio executives going on up there who have even less knowledge about the artistic or creative process. And they're not going to care about it. They're going to care even less about it. What they're going to care about is getting stuff out faster and more of it. Processed cheese. No flavor, looks like rubber, sticks to things, like probably will discolor the paint on your car. It's just not good for art, and it's probably not good for the employees because they're going to become even less of an individual. They're going to become more of a number, you know. So there's that. All right, moving on. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So, according to Shawn Levy, Starfighter director Shawn Levy, he confirms new Star Wars movie isn't a prequel or a sequel. Now, I feel a couple things about this. I have very complex feelings about a lot of things. I'm a complex lady. Okay, I'm complicated, but I have felt like for a long time that, and I mean, not just me, one of the things that Star Trek was most famous for is the standalone stuff. They did a lot of standalone episodes, all that jazz. Okay. Okay. And I always felt like that was possibly something Star Wars could learn from Star Trek, was the standalone stuff. You know. And especially with all the crazy interconnectivity stuff they've been doing lately. Everyone wants to be Marvel now. Everyone wants this, giant interconnected universe like Marvel's doing. But with the sequel trilogy debacle, all roads eventually have to lead to the sequel trilogy. So it's caused a bit of a conundrum. Like everyone's like, I want to deal with that. So I've felt for a few years now that what Star Wars really needs is a good one-off. And I thought, the Acolyte had the opportunity of doing that. If it had just stuck with calling itself like the High Republic or the Old Republic or something like that, and just focused, like encapsulated itself in that era, I think they would have had a hit on their hands, but they didn't. It was an absolute garbage heap of a show. It was awful. But I am a big fan of Shawn Levy. I think Shawn Levy is a phenomenal director. He's done so many projects that have turned out so good. Hello, Deadpool. But him saying that this is a standalone, that could be very good news. Coming off last summer's Deadpool and Wolverine, Shawn Levy has been handed the keys to another blockbuster franchise in the form of Star Wars Starfighter. The Ryan Gosling-led space adventure is set to blast into theaters May 28th, 2027. Collider Steve Weintraub caught up with Levy to discuss all things Starfighter while the director was promoting the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. Levy was quite honest about how the new Star Wars movie fits into the franchise, stating, well, for one thing, it is different in that it is all new, non-sequel, non-prequel adventure. It's new characters. It's a new timeline. It inherits legacy themes, but it's really trying to give Star Wars fans and just movie audiences something fresh, something new, and with a spirit of play and big-hearted adventure with moments that, frankly, A New Hope had in a revolutionary way. He went on to say, we're really sort of trying to take on that tone as a North Star every day. My crew, my DP, Claudio Miranda, Gosling is my kind of central collaborator in the lead role. It's certainly been a dream come true. My 10-year-old self is on set with me every day. In fact, he's going to catch a flight tonight to go back to the set and keep shooting on Monday. But it's a huge, invigorating opportunity because Lucasfilm has been so encouraging of me doing something new. There's no pressure to be derivative or limited by an obligation of what came before. There's just a love of what came before. Okay. Levy also lavished praise on cinematographer Miranda, a frequent collaborator with Top Gun Maverick's Joseph Kosinski, calling him a huge gift to Star Wars movie. He highlighted the cinematographer's skills when asked about his contributions, blah, blah, blah. Starfighter is the first Star Wars movie to be not a sequel, prequel, or spin-off since 1977. The film stars Gosling as the lead of an ensemble cast that will also include Flynn Gray, Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, Simon Bird, Daniel Ings, and Amy Adams. Plot details are being kept more secret than the Death Star plans, but will be set several years after the events of Rise of Skywalker, which presumably saw the final defeat of the First Order and of Palpatine's Sith cult. Okay, so if this is true, and this is entirely its own thing, and it doesn't connect to the sequels, the prequels, the schmequels, or the requels, whatever any of that means, then this is an amazing news. This could be the shot in the arm that Star Wars needs. And I mean that. I fully mean that. And I have meant that. Like, I have been saying this to people for some time. I probably should have said it on camera more, but I've felt like for some time that the thing that Star Wars could learn from Star Trek is the standalone shit. Star Trek's really good at it. And it seems to have been the thing that has kept it going all of these years. Travis, one of the side of Star Wars we've seen on screen is the news side. The journalist and news outlets covering the political side, a movie like Spotlight or The Post, but Star Wars would be cool. That would be wild. Ensign Loki, I'm making are you sure about that, Miss? Are you sure about them? You sure about them? Travis, in being more like New Hope is exciting. One thing that separates the film from the next two is how unpolished and improvised it feels. There's more of a charm and a humanity to it. And I completely agree with you. And that's something I feel Shawn Levy is really good at. He's very good at allowing his actors, his cast, to improvise. And he's very good at presenting that very natural, human, unpolished feel. So they could be onto something with this. They could. It looks like someone got my letters. And of course, I am so sorry. Of course, as always, we're just going to have to wait until it comes out in 2 years for our final judgment. But to me, this is very good news. There's just not enough support for the sequels to connect it directly to them. Like, when word came out that he's supposed to take this kid to Rey, it was a collective groan, like, Ma! Rey Palpatine are... Is this what we're doing? Rey Palps? I will never not call her Ray Palpatine. Okay. I just won't, because I just feel like you can't legally adopt yourself without filing some kind of paperwork. I'm trying to, this important messaging in not in a movie, but what is going on? Why does my phone say, you know what? I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. That's not your face. You normally have like your hair in a bun on your head and a satin bonnet and no eyebrows. So, whatevs. Great. But Ray was the bestest of the restest of us. That is so, oh God. You know, and here's the thing. It does break my heart a little bit, because I do know some very, very little girls who just absolutely loved Ray. And I mean like 4 or 5-year-olds. When Last Jedi came out, I saw so many little girls dressed up as Ray. And it was so adorable. It really was. And I love that for them. I do. I really do. Do I love Ray? No. No, I don't. But I do love that for them. I just wish that they would have written those little girls a better character. I don't feel like they did those little girls any justice. They they didn't. Ugh, I don't know. You know, words are hard. Just saying that I got Princess Leia, right? I got Princess Leia as a kid. That chick was cool as. Not only was she a girl, you know, with cool hair, like she always had her hair done and a nice outfit. Like she was styled, she was feminine, but she was tough and she took no shit at the same time. You can be both. You can be both. Two things can be true at the same time. I got Princess Leia. Someone's got to save our skins. She was cool. All right. She was tough. And then my daughter's generation got Ray Palpatine, someone who didn't have to work for anything. Okay. Now, granted, Leia was just given being a princess, but she worked her butt off, her very nice butt, I might add. She worked her butt off for the rebellion. She worked for that. She earned her place. All right. But here we have Ray, Ray, who didn't have to do hardly any training or work at being a Jedi or work at being the main character. And I felt like that sent the absolute wrong message. It kind of just told these little girls, like, here I am. Worship me, pigs. Called Judy Tenuta on you. But Ensign Loki. Let's just pretend he's telling the truth. Will that shot in the arm matter after Mandu Grogu bring enough people back, or will they still care? Or is Star Wars in the MCU ditch now? That is an excellent question, but I'm going to take the comment down because you can't see my face at all. Hold on. My God. It's like my, hold on, we're going to do this. How about this? Ah! I'm a problem solver. This is an excellent question, Loki. So, will it matter? Will it matter? From what I am hearing, by all accounts, the Mando Grogu movie is gooky. Goofy AF, bro. It's super goofy. And Favreau has kind of been over and done with the whole what's the word I'm looking for? Disney BS for quite some time. Yeah. He's been wanting out. He cannot handle the golden handcuffs. And I don't blame him because he keeps saddling him with crap like, hey, we want Bryce Dallas Howard to direct an episode of Mandalorian, but she's not a director. But she's Ron Howard's daughter. That doesn't make her a director. But she's Ron Howard's daughter. It'll look really good. But that means I have to do extra work because she's not going to direct anything. I have to like talk to her in an earpiece the whole time. You're not hearing me. She's Ron Howard's daughter. We've already told her she's got the job. But she pisses people off. She's kind of a rude bitch. That was one problem. Okay. Scene. Thank you. That was a dramatization from things I actually heard. But anywho, he's kind of been over all of this stuff. And Dave Filoni, you know, who's supposed to be the heir, is getting a little too big for his britches and super jelly of Tony Gilroy. He's like big mad that people super liked Andor. For real? Like, dude, you're supposed to be like the heir to Star Wars. Why are you upset that people liked Star Wars, dude? It's only supposed to be you. Is that it? They're only supposed to like your Star Wars. So the people behind the Mando Grogu movie are all kind of in this pissy bitch mood. So on top of that, let that kind of simmer, if you will. I'm just going to take my house shoes off now since I'm getting spicy. Getting comfortable here. On top of all of that, add it up, do the math, punch it into your calculator. None of that is going to add up to, oh my God, this movie is amazing. No. It's not going to be great. Nope. The people that are making it, the minds behind it, are in pissy bitch mode. They're not super happy about it. They want to be done with it. Pedro Pascal's been wanting to be done with it for years. Favreau, Filoni, they're all in the big freaking mood. They want out of it. So the thing that was saving Star Wars, that was bringing Star Wars back, is now circling the drain. And this movie's about to come out, and it's about a gladiator slug man. Oh my God. I mean, it could have been worse. They could have actually had Han fighting the otter. Oh, sounds kind of sexist. How can I be sexist? I'm a woman. Travis, in canon, before episode 7, Han runs a Starfighter championship called the Five Sabers. If they reveal Ryan Gosling was mentored by Han as a kid, that would be... Travis knows everything. Travis knows everything about Marvel and Star Wars. My God. Go to work at Disney, Travis. Why are you not doing this show? Like, Travis is a genius. Travis is a genius. Maria Ripley from Alien was my first badass woman character I saw. Ripley from Alien is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Linda Hamilton in Terminator, and especially Terminator 2. Come on. They act like we didn't have anything. That is absolutely not true. It's positively, unequivocally untrue. I have to clear my throat again. I'm sorry. Don't send Travis to Disney. He deserves better than that. that is unequivocally not true that we didn't have cool badass chicks when we were kids. If that were true, I wouldn't have been constantly creating and writing all of my woo woo characters when I was a kid, inspired by all those women. I mean, seriously. Ripley, Sarah Connor, Princess Leia, Xena, Warrior Princess. Mic drop on that one. Even freaking Raven from Highlander was pretty cool. Okay. She was a tough chick, but still a chick. Okay. This is the thing I feel like has been lost so much in this modern age of putting women in the forefront. And I have an entire video about it. It's called The Real Superpowers of Women. I'm that video is very close to my heart. Now, the actual quality of the video is crap. It's not as good as what you're seeing right now, but the things that I'm saying, the information I'm giving is very close to my heart, because I really believe that women are pretty freaking amazing, and that we have some actual superpowers that I can prove with science. There are things that we can do that men can't, and vice versa. We complete each other. Okay. We're supposed to be two halves of a puzzle. We pick up where the other leaves off. Okay. Men may be stronger and bigger. Okay. But we're more flexible, we're faster, and we have more connections between the hemispheres of our brains, allowing us to multitask more and to be able to focus on more than one thing at a time. Why? Because while men were off going to kill dinner, we were supposed to protect our offspring in the cave, and the future of the human race depended on how many of those kids survived. So we had to pay attention to all these pups running around while listening for danger and stuff. So we had to be able to focus on many things at once. We're very fast. We're very smart. We have a much higher pain tolerance. We can multitask. We're lighter. Our bones are lighter. There are ways to write a female protagonist, superhero, badass, while not making them stronger and bigger than men, by actually using the abilities that women possess. It is possible. I don't know why they're not doing it, though. I'm very confused. But the characters I write, my characters, they possess those abilities. They possess those traits. So if you're interested in stuff like that, I have the whole video about it. It's one of my favorites. So I'm getting low blood sugar, so I'm starting to like, I don't know if you get that way. So Ensign Loki, now you get girls like the robot from Badlands and the magical girl from Alien Earth. Great. Before all those ladies, you had Sheena of the Jungle. You did. And I can't reach her, but Wonder Woman, Supergirl. We had comic book characters that were women, and that's the main point in my video. Is I have Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Linda Carter's Wonder Woman is a prime example of the real superpowers of women. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being a woman. I think being a woman is super awesome. I think it's amazing. I think we are phenomenal creatures who have some pretty damn cool abilities. And first of all, we're emotional creatures. We are our emotions. You cannot separate the two. You can't separate those things. I mean, let's face it. Men who love women, what's your favorite thing about women? The fact that we're women, right? I'm pretty sure you like that about us. So the next time you go and you complain, I want you to remember this. Next time you go complain about your woman, to your woman or a woman for being emotional or wanting an emotion from you or something, I want you to remember she can't separate that. That is a physical impossibility. She cannot separate that. Our hormones are written into our DNA, our body parts, our brain. We are emotion. We are empathetic beings. We are emotional creatures. But it is a superpower of ours. It is. I'm going to give the whole video away. But anywho, Travis, Padme Amidala was probably a first for me. She's such an underrated hero in Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. That was my introduction to Natalie Portman. Natalie. Beautiful woman. Exactly. It's hot wired into who we are. And that's why perimenopause and menopause is so difficult on us, because those dynamics change. Everything goes like this all the time. And that's why men and women also struggle so much to understand each other. We are emotion made flesh, and men are practicality made flesh. You don't understand us, we don't understand you. It's fine, because we're here for each other. We are. Oh my God, how did we what even is this show? What even is this fucking show? What? My backlighting's even all messed up. What even is this? We're a mess. I'm a mess. It's a fever dream is what it is. It's a fever dream. I don't know. Star Wars is in such a weird ass place. I mean, who knows? Grape says, this is like a Dreaming Tabitha stream. Start off with artwork, end up with the counseling session. I love her so much. Please tell her I miss her. DL and Grape, tell Tabitha that I love her and I miss her. I texted her a while back and I didn't hear back. And I was like, oh my God, have I done something? Have I done something to upset my favorite person? Because she's wonderful. She really is. She's an absolute stunning, wonderful human being. And I'll tell you, the reason why my Real Powers of Superwomen video, the Real Powers of Women video is so special to me is because Tabitha actually called me. Didn't text, didn't DM. Tabitha called me and told me, oh my God, I just finished watching your Real Superpowers of Women, and it is just amazing. It's awesome. Like, she went on and on and on about it. She said she made her mom watch it, and she loved it so much, and it meant so much to me that it's become such a special video to me because of how much it meant to someone I really, really, really respect and admire. So I love her so much. I hope she is well. I just absolutely adore her. She is such an amazing, rare human being. She really is. She is a truly, truly rare human being. And everyone should go follow her. Dreaming Tabitha. She's wonderful. But I should wrap it up because I have gone straight off the rails. And my blood sugar is bottoming out. So I'm getting real weird. Like, yeah. I'm getting weird with it. But I think you guys are the best. And I appreciate you so much. I think you're so cool. And let's keep the playlists going. We got to get the watch hours up because I'm giving you guys stuff. I'm giving you things. So get the playlists going. I'll see you guys in a bit. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you have hit the like button, subscribed if you're new, and rung the notification bell because it is the I need to eat something. It is the easiest, freest, and best way to support the channel. We are an engagement-driven algorithm right now. So leave a comment, share, all that good stuff. Okay? Mama needs all the help she can get. So that, and there's also consider joining as a member. You can join as a member on the channel. You get access to early drops, which I'm working on the Franklin Richards breakdown. That's my next one. And, you get to see that about a week or so before anyone else does. There's also, if you become a member, you get the members only chat, you get the Discord, the members only streams, you get all the emojis, you get your good mornings and preferential treatment in the chat. And if you request a breakdown or a video, you go to the front of the line. So there's that. And of course, you can help with super chats. But if you'd like to help support the channel in other ways, you can scan this QR code right here, and it'll take you to this link, buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can tip me as little or as much as you can. There's also Cash App and Patreon, which is similar, very similar to the channel membership, but there are some extra added bonuses over there. 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month. You get exclusive perks, exclusive content, and exclusive merch that you get every 3 months for the first year of your membership. And it corresponds directly to your specific rank, which rank you're in the Nerdling Army. It corresponds specifically to your rank in the Nerdling Army, is what I'm saying. So, words are hard. I have a merch store, which I just uploaded some new designs for Argus. You get your own Argus mug. I've got like the 20-ounce mug now. There's a couple ones that I updated to include the 20-ounce mug also. So there's Argus designs for mug, koozie, hat, t-shirt. There's even like a super expensive Adidas pullover. I don't know anyone on earth who would want to spend that kind of money on an Adidas pullover. I genuinely didn't realize that the vendor was going to make it that expensive, but I was like, oh, that's cool. It's kind of like, okay. And I did that, and I'm like, holy Christ. Like, I would not spend that kind of money on that. That is my bad, but it's there if you want to drop that kind of money. So there's also a bunch of other ways. Check it out in the description below. Also, starting today, I need to add this real quick. Starting today, Zenny Optical is now giving me a new code to save you 20% off your lenses. 20% off. So Penny, now's the time, girl. Now is the time. Holiday 20 is the code. Use my personalized link. Okay. So here's my link. My link is in the description below. And then use this code here at checkout to save 20% off. 20% off for your new lenses. Get the IQ lenses with Zenny ID Guard. Listen, get them. Get them. Get them. These are my new ones, and I absolutely love them. Okay? They protect my eyes from all different spectrums from the light of the sun, the blue light from the computer, and infrared, so AI can't scan my face when I don't want them to. So it protects my face from Skynet. So if you want to get these, use this link right here and use this code right here to save 20% off your next pair of lenses. So that's our gift to you. 20% off. 20% off. Got it? There you have it. 20%. If you want other affiliates and stuff, it's down in the description below. I feel like I kind of browbeat you guys with it, but I also feel like I have to say all this stuff. So I'm very, very confused about all of it. I don't know. But everything I've told you about is on my website. And this podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So go to red5.bio.link today to discover more of your Red 5 family of podcasts. That's all I got, guys. That's it. That's out. I'm done. I'm out. Blah, 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 blah. Grape says, Tabitha told people this morning, quit being broke and support her on Patreon. Yeah, stop being broke, people. Stop being broke and give me super chats. because this is my full-time job and I am so unbelievably poor, and my bank account is so sad, and my chickens are cold, and I need to buy them hay, and my mic is falling apart, and I'm a sad little street urchin with one leg. I'm Tiny Tim. I'm just Tiny Tim in this sad Dickens world. But you guys are the best. I hope you have a wonderful and nerdy afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow morning. It would be a very short stream, very short, like one topic, because I got to go to the doctor. It's important. But you guys are the best. See you tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled. Huh? That was a pretty face. Come for the nerdy talk, stay for the hot lady.
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!